because you are going to recognize this template. So this is the gift card holder, and it is the magical gift card presentation that slides in and out when you open up. And I am going to be preparing this using the Trimming the Town suite. So this happens to be in the holiday catalog. You can see all the cute cards that you can make with this fun suite that includes that Trimming the Town Designer Series paper, which is just a standout on its own. It also includes the Coming Home bundle, the stamps and the dies, all the trimmings and embellishments, which are my gift today with the qualifying purchase, all the trimmings ribbon combo. And another thing that's really special about this set is that this is the Making a Difference stamp set. For every bundle or suite that's purchased, Stampin' Up! Donates $3 to the charities devoted to adoption and foster care. So really good cause. And plus you win, because this is a really sweet bundle. There's the stamp set with the cute little cottages, some Christmas trees, the little tree branches, the lamppost, the twinkle stars, the wreath, and my favorite, that Volkswagen Beetle. And we've got some examples going on here as well. So that is the suite that I'm working with. I'm making the gift card holder, and I am going to be using my cheat sheet because I can't remember dimensions all the time. So I'm just going to follow along on my cheat sheet. If you are a member of the Stamperistas team, you can download the PDF over on our team page. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to be modifying already the card I made this morning. So let me get you started on what we're going to need. My base is Misty Moonlight, and it measures 4 1/4 by 11. I need a second piece of Misty Moonlight. This one measures, let's see, 3 1/4 by 7 inches. I'm going to be doing some scoring in just a moment. I'm going to share with you first all the materials I need. So I'm next relying heavily on my stitched shapes circles. So I'm using the 3-inch circle, and I pre-cut that so you don't have to watch me die cut. And I need just a tiny scrap of Whisper White. I'm going to be stamping that Volkswagen Beetle so it appears on our design. And this is really fun. I am using the white felt, which happens to be also in the holiday catalog. If you haven't seen it yet, you might have missed it. It's on page 29. It's the Festive Felt Sheets Combo Pack, and it includes Stampin' Up! Colors, Early Espresso, Just Jade, Real Red, and Whisper White. I'm using the Whisper White, and yes, you can die cut the felt. This Whisper White looks really snowy. Of course, you can get white felt any place. The nice thing about this felt pack is that it has Stampin' Up! Colors. So that Just Jade, I think I've already used all of my Debbie's is adorable. I think it's pretty adorable, Debbie, and I thank you for presenting the base, the template for it, because it really does make a fun gift card presentation. So I'm using about 3 inches by 5 1/4 of one piece of felt, and then the second piece of felt I cut was 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, so 3 1/4 inch square. And I'm going to share with you how I cut those in just a minute. Let me keep going with my supplies. I'm now coming over to the designer series paper that coordinates with this suite. So I pulled the little Misty Moonlight with snowflakes in the background. This measures 4 inches by 5 1/4, and a second piece that measures 3 1/4 inch square. Then I'm using as well the red and snowball pattern, and this one measures 3 inches by, let me check it out, 4 1/4. The second piece measures 3 inches by 1 7/8. And because this designer series paper has a lot of really nice elements, I'm taking some scraps. I want a scrap that has the little house scenes, so I'm going to be die cutting that house. die cutting that tree. On the flip side is just a striped Misty Moonlight pattern. And I'm also using the pattern that has all of the greetings. This stamp set has no greetings, but luckily the designer series paper has a lot of fun festive greetings on it. So I'm going to be snipping out some greetings to adhere to my card. So those are the basics that I need, the papers that I need. I'm also I'll be using the stamp set just to stamp the little Volkswagen Beetle. And I am using the coordinating Home Together dies. So the first one I'm using is that snowy hill with the Christmas trees, and that is where I pre-cut my snowy hills. I pre-cut it on, there's a 3 1/4 inch felt square, and then I did the longer piece on the 5 1/4 inch. I got 3 trees on one side and 2 on the other. So there's my felt, and that was die cut with the coordinating die. And I'm going to push that aside. I'm going to be die cutting the little house using one of the die cuts, as well as that tree. And once I stamp and color my beetle, I'll be die cutting that as well. So I'm using the coordinating dies, the coordinating paper, the embellishments, the ribbons, nearly everything in the suite. It is really, really a perfect suite. So many elements to help you along with your projects. So let's see, let's get started forming the base. So I'm going to bring back in my 11 inch by 4 1/4. I'm going to bring over my Stampin' Trimmer. And I do have the arm extended, and I need to score this, remembering to push aside the cutting blade because I'm scoring. And let's see, I'm going to score the 11 inch on the long side at 2, and then I'm going to push it over to 7 1/2. So let me press up at the top. I'm going to align that here. There's 2 inches, and then I'm going to push it over to 7 1/2. There we go. That creates the base of the card. So here's the magical part that's going to pull the gift card open. And this one measures 3 1/4 by 7 on the long inch side. So on the 7 inch side, I'm going to score at 2 inches. Sorry, almost said 7. At 2 inches, and I'm going to push it up to 6 1/2. And there's that sheet has been scored now. So I'm done with the scoring. And put that aside so I have some space to work with. And let's do some stamping and die cutting first. So I'm going to come in with my Volkswagen Beetle. I've already pre-mounted that little car onto a block. I'm using Memento Black, and I need just a tiny scrap of Whisper White. And let's see, this is a photopolymer stamp, so I'm going to get the best impression on that piercing mat. A little bit of cush since it's not built into the stamp. Really quick impression. And so this is the only stamping I'm doing on this card. There's the beetle. I'm going to go ahead and color in the beetle. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Blends. And here's what I'm using. The Poppy Parade, the Pool Party, the Light Smoky Slate, and I have my lifter just in case. I tend to go outside the lines, which it means I'm a messy stamper, messy colorer, so that color lifter helps out quite a bit. So overall, my car is going to be Poppy Parade. I'm using the Pool Party for the windows, so I'm going to start off with the lightest color and just color that in quickly. Nice Pool Party windows. Then I've got Smoky Slate for the bumper and the little fender at the back, as well as the little hubcaps, so right in there. And here's where I'm going to need a little bit of detail work. I'm going to be using my Poppy Parade to color in the car, and I'm going to try to keep my head out of the way. Let's see. Just really quick strokes. What I love about the blends is even though I'm coloring quickly, you don't see those strokes like you would with the markers. And I'm just gonna, right now I'm using the brush tip. I know I'm gonna need to come in with the fine tip in just a second, because there are a lot of little detail areas on the card that I don't want to have to lift off. So, but I have the lifter ready just in case, because I know what kind of an artist I am. Just coloring here really lightly. And so the sale lasted 2 days. I'm really glad, because after I put my order in on the first day, I realized there were some things that I didn't get to put into my cart. So second day I went in and added them to the cart. There we go. Voila. Okay, so there's my beetle. I am ready to do some die cutting. So I am going to bring in my, you know what, I'm not ready quite yet. I'm going to show you what else I'm going to be doing. So this 3 1/4 inch felt square is going to be backed up to the 3 1/4 inch square of Misty Moonlight. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that using my liquid glue, because on my card you can see I've got that stitched circle on there. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on here to create the background for my scene. And looks like I've got the one glue that's, whoa, that's kind of clogged. Just when you think it's not going to come out, it comes oozing out. There we go. Voila. Okay, so I just want to put a tiny bit on here so it stays secure on that circle. So I'm going to layer this up to the square that was cut the same size, 3 1/4 inch square. There we go. And I just realized I forgot to get one item that was going to be helpful, but let's see if I can work without it. So let's do our die cutting. I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss machine, and let's see if I can do that without being too noisy, too clumsy. Here we go. I'm going to be cutting that with the circle die, and I'm going to be cutting these off of the patterned paper. And I'm going to cut my car. All right, so let's see here. I am die cutting the thin dies, so I need the platform. I need the number 2 plate. I need a cutting pad on the bottom, and I'm going to try and align these dies so that I need only do one pass through. So here is the die for that cute little beetle. You can see I'm using washi tape to hold this die in position. I don't want it to shift over as I'm trying to organize the rest of my dies. And it looks like I'm going to have to do 2 passes anyway. I've got my tree die here. That's going to be on the roof of the car. And then I have this small little country house here. It's a rectangular die with the little A-line roof. I'm going to go ahead and push that through. So I just need a cutting pad on top. And there we go. So the good news is that Stampin' Up! Has let us know demonstrators will get to pre-order the mini cut and emboss machine beginning December 1, and the small machine will be available to customers beginning in January. So finally, good news. I know a lot of people have been waiting for that mini machine. And let's see, whoops, almost lost my tree here. I'm gonna push that in place. And I need my beetle. You just have to be careful once you release it from the washi tape that you don't tear your paper. So there's my other element. And my last cutting is going to be, let's see, my 3 1/4 inch square with the Misty Moonlight, and my felt. I'm just going to lay my stitched shape die right over that. And here's my tip, and it's something I didn't have available as I was prepping. I would lay a piece of wax paper over that, just because when you take the die off, it's coming off of the felt. I don't want it to pull the felt too much, but we're going to give it a try anyway without that wax paper. I was very successful this morning when I was pre-cutting all of my felt with that wax paper, and I liked the smooth release on it. But don't you know, I forgot to get that ready as I was getting my tools and materials ready here. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the die machine. There we go. And I'm ready to start adhering or start putting together my card. Here's what I mean. So when you release the die, you're going to want to be really gentle and push along the edges so that you don't tear the paper. And it's got that stitching in it, which is what makes it a little bit difficult. So there's my focal point. Next, I'm going to continue creating that focal point. I'm going to put my little house on that, and so I'm going to use again my liquid glue and be a little bit generous when you're securing to the felts. I'm going to put that right up to the trees, and you're going to need to apply a little bit of pressure to make sure that it is secure. I have my Volkswagen Beetle, and it's going to be pushed right up almost to the front door, just so. And then next, I'm going to add my little Christmas tree to the roof of the car. Again, the liquid glue is going to do the trick for you. Right up there. And it's coming along. There's my focal point. So next I'm going to bring in my card base and grab my bone folder and burnish on those score lines I created earlier. There's the 2-inch score and the 7.5-inch score. When you bring those together, they should close up nicely. So here's a good time to push it into position and train it to do what you want to do. So just adhering that flat, and I'm going to bring in that Misty Moonlight pattern, and I'm going to trim that down so I have part on the left and part on the right. So bring back my Stampin' Trimmer, and I just know one dimension I need is the 1 7/8. So I'm just going to take 1 7/8 inches, trim that down. And this goes to the left, obviously, using my liquid glue. And just a little bit along the edges. This gift card holder is so cute. And I'm going to push it all the way to the edge of the paper. I just want the border on the left. So that way when the card is closed, you don't have a seam in there. So all the way to the left, sorry, to the right, we have just a tiny 1/8 inch border on the other 3 sides. And the smaller panel is going to be the opposite. It's going to be aligned to the left. And again, just a little bit of liquid glue all the way to the left. And again, 1/4 inch on top and bottom. And right, no, sorry, an 1/8 inch top and bottom and right. There we go. So now there is essentially the base of our card. I can see I have a little tiny bit of glue oozing there, so I'm going to see if I can pick that up. There we go. So next I am going to apply this cute little snowy scene. So this is the felt that I pre-cut, and again I need to trim this down to about 1 7/8 on the right side, and I trimmed with my paper trimmer. So I'm going to just flip it over. Let's see, I'm going to flip it over. I still want it on the correct side. So I'm going to flip it over, bring it down to the bottom, use my measuring marks at the bottom of the trimmer. So that's way down here, 1 7/8. I want to make sure that that is flush aligned, abutted right there to the guide. When I close the trimmer, I'm going to bring down my blade and I'm going to press down as much as I can, and I'm going to sweep it back up. Make sure that I'm cutting the fibers on the felt. Pull it apart, and let's see, I'm going to help it along with my ribbon scissors or fabric cutters, and I'm just going to snip those fibers so that it releases there. There we go. And now I need to adhere that to the card base. Same way, liquid glue. And you want to be a little bit generous, but not so much that it's going to be oozing out. So you want it nice and secure. Put a tiny bit on the trees as well so that they stay put. And there we go. I'm trying to keep my fingers out of the glue. I'm going to push that down flush to the bottom. There we go. Close that up. And let's see if I can burnish that down so it's flat. There we go. Hey Nikki, I'm glad you made it. So today I am making a magical gift card holder. You've seen this template before. Today I'm combining it with the Coming Home or Trimming the Town bundle. And I am using the Festive felt on this project. It's on page 29, I believe, of the catalog. There we go. So that makes it really snowy. I love it already. Look what that adds to the card. So fun. Looks like snow. So next I am going to bring in, let's see, let's create the back, or the inside of the card. And so what I'm going to be using is that smaller piece that I cut earlier. We scored it already, and I'm going to flip that over, fold the pockets, and burnish. And sorry, that goes as a Z fold. So one should come forward and one goes back, folding that down. And before I secure that inside the card, I'm going to add the elements for decoration to the outside. So what I've done, I've got a 3 by 4 1/4 inch panel that's going to go on the inside of the pocket right here. This is the little pocket that slides your gift card into view when it opens up. And I'm going to bring it all the way over, a little bit of a border all the way around. So then I'm going to close that up, or close that flap, because the other piece is going to go on the opposite side. So it's going to go on this side right here. Again, with liquid glue. And attach that here. I'm going to put it all the way flush left. So I have a little bit of border on the right side only. And so that we can reveal the gift card, I'm going to do a little tab punch. Here's where I bring in my circle punches, and hopefully you have these in your stash, because Stampin' Up! Retired them last catalog, but they are little workhorses. I'm always using my punches. I'm just going to bring it in not quite halfway through, just enough to have a tab that reveals the gift card. There we go. And this slot is almost ready. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive along the edges here. So this morning I was reading, it's like 1 in 2 people are going to be purchasing gift cards this holiday season. So that's a lot of gift card giving. And nothing makes that gift card more special than the nice packaging or that you're presenting it in. This Trimming the Town bundle is really sweet with all the little village houses and the trees, the coordinating papers. There we go. So this is the sliding pocket. I'm going to bring in my card base, and what's going to happen here is this is going to be secured to the score line here, but what I'm going to do is flip this over, put the edge of the insert flush aligned to that score line. And again, I'm going to be using my liquid glue. That keeps it really sturdy, and it's quite aggressive. You could use tear and tape as well. And I'm just going to align it center here. So I'm going to have about 1/2 inch at the top and 1/2 inch at the bottom, right up to the score line. Hey Barb, welcome in. And here we go. I've got my pocket now for my gift card holder, and what I'm going to do next is secure this little holder where the gift card pocket slides into. Just the same as I did on the smaller panel, I'm just going to put a little trail of liquid glue up to the edge here. That gives it plenty of room to slide open and closed. I do want to make sure that it's adhered. And here we go. So I'm going to push that down, burnish it so that it's shut. There we go. This is really cute. I love it. Okay, so we're almost there. The next thing I'm going to do is secure my focal point to my card front. And the way I'm going to do that, I'm using just flat, let's say I'm going to put a dimensional here, but flat adhesive here. However, I do not want to put adhesive here because I don't want it to get onto this panel. We are going to be backing this, but I don't want to expose it right now. So here's the way I did this. I put my dimensional right up on the edge of this flap. That way I know it's not going to cross over. I can put another supporting one up on the opposite side of that circle there. And then I'm going to be putting the flat adhesive just on the far left of the circle so that we don't put any liquid adhesive. It's not going to be critical, except that it could get messy on this panel here. So let's see. You can see I keep flipping it over because I do not want to get messy. Once I start getting my hands gluey and messy, it's over. I'm going to have to take a break from crafting. So there we go. You can see I'm just putting it on 1/4 of the circle. Plenty so that it adheres to the felt. I'm going to go ahead and push that down. That now is in place. And here's the reason I said it wasn't critical if you got, so I wouldn't want to get glue over here while I'm trying to maneuver this. But we are going to be backing this circle anyway with that 3-inch stitched circle that I pre-cut. It's Whisper White. This is a great place for you to write your greeting and sign your gift card gift. And you can see I'm just putting a bunch of liquid glue on here, backing it right up to that decorative circle that we have on the front. And I would just want to make sure that that's burnished down so that it's secure and holds tight. And we're almost there. When I fold that back up, you can see it's coming together nicely, really sweet. I am next going to bring in my pattern paper that has the sentiments. So some of them are in different languages, some are bigger than others. I think I like this one that says Deck the Halls right in the middle. There's one that says Be Merry. There's a tiny Merry Christmas. There are lots of saying on this pattern. On the opposite side are the wreaths, but I just need a little snippet. I'm going to use that Deck the Halls, and I'm just going to hand snip it straight off the paper. And as well, I'm just going to try and cut as straight as I can. Sometimes I might pull out my paper trimmer, but I think I can do a straight cut right here. There. And there. Now I want to make this a little bit more festive, so I'm going to add some of my coordinating ribbon. Not a lot. This is the Poppy Parade. It's got the cool copper edging on it, and I just need the tiniest little snippet, so I would say like 2 inches. I'm going to snip that down, going to get a glue dot right through here. So right in there. And I'm being really generous with the glue dots because I want to make sure that it sticks on the felt. And so next I'm just going to put this right beneath the car, sorry. There we go, that's on there. And I am going to apply liquid glue to hold the little sentiment in place. I think liquid glue is the best for this felt. I love the snowy texture. There we go. So I'm just going to put that right in position here. Perfect. And again, I need to make sure that that is secure down there. And next, I'm going to add a little bit of embellishment. I'm going to bring in all the trimming embellishments with the cute little gold stars, little snowballs, and some ornament balls. And with your $50 order through tomorrow at noon, you get a free embellishment set that has all the little golden stars, the balls, snowballs. I'm going to bring it in a little star, put it at the top of the tree, just like we're going to decorate our Christmas trees with the star at the top. On the inside, I'm going to make a sentiment. I'm going to pull that little Merry Christmas off of there and trim that off straight. And again, this little stitch circle is where you can write your message, sign your gift card. And pretty easy with your paper snips, just one quick cut. This is just going to be flatted here using liquid glue. And put that right up center. And we're going to put a few of the embellishments on this side as well. Make it really festive. So I'm going to have the little ornaments. I'm going to start with the larger one. I'm just going to put it down at the bottom, knowing that I'm going to have a signature down in here. And I'll put another one up at the top here, and then a little star covers up a little tiny black mark that I made with my inky fingers. Nothing to cover up a spot of ink like an embellishment. All right, so then you insert your gift card here, close up your little card, and voila, there you go. There is your magical holiday gift card holder using the let's see, the Coming Home bundle and Trimming the Town suite. When you open it up, it reveals your gift card. It pulls open. When you close it, it puts it back away. A really fun way to present those gift cards that you are going to be giving this year. So I've got 2 cards ready to go now. Whoops, one of them is a little bit sticky still. I think I put too much glue. So there you have it, 2 cards. And this video will be over on my website, AnnaMariePalmer.com. It will also be over on my YouTube channel. So do me a favor, if you skip over to the YouTube channel, please subscribe. You can catch all the tutorials that I've been sharing and rewatch as you're creating your project.